Dear citizens of the United States of America, of Canada and the rest of the world, we are anonymous. We are legion. It has come to our attention that our dictator, Barack Hussein Obama, and his shameful administration have cut in the border security, economic opportunity, and Immigration Modernization Act to get the go-ahead from the Senate Judiciary Committee. The bill now moves to the Senate floor where it may pass again, just as quickly, if Americans remain distracted by the current scandals inside the White House.
Now, my question isn't about who's going to resign. My question is, who's going to jail over this scandal?
I've reviewed the Treasury Department watchdog's report, and the misconduct that it uncovered is inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and Americans are right to be angry about it, and I am angry about it. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior in any agency, but especially in the IRS.
Ms. Lerner, I'll ask you just a couple of additional questions. Is it possible that we could narrow the scope of questions and that there are some areas that you would be able to answer any questions on here today?
I will not answer any questions or testify today.
The bipartisan Gang of 8 immigration reform bill passed in the Democratic-controlled committee by a vote of 13-5. All 10 Democrats on the panel voted in favor of the bill, and they were joined by 3 Republicans: Jeff Flake of Arizona, Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, and Orrin Hatch of Utah. The 844-page bill, consisting of approximately 300 amendments, passed very quickly. In fact, it took less than 3 weeks. Republicans who have been accused of pandering to gun lobbyists and using the IRS, AP and Benghazi controversies to turn to one's advantage, but don't want to make more waves by fighting the immigration bill. Allowing this bill to pass without argument also gives the impression that the Republican Party cares about their constituents. And during the last election, Latinos voted overwhelmingly for Obama. So both parties, especially Republicans, want their share. The next time around, dear citizens of Canada, are you aware that a bill that would revive some provisions of Canada's Anti-Terrorism Act was passed in the House of Commons? The Liberals joined the Conservatives to pass the bill known as S7. The Combating Terrorism Act, by a vote of 183 to 93. It would bring back 2 central provisions that were originally instituted by the John Craigyan government after the September 11th attacks in New York in 2001, but were sunsetted after a 5-year period. One allowed for preventive detention, meaning someone can be held without charge for up to 3 days just on suspicion of being involved in terrorism. The person can then be bound by certain probationary conditions for up to a year, and if he or she refuses the conditions, can be jailed for 12 months. The second provides for an investigative hearing, in which someone suspected of having knowledge of a terrorist act can be forced to answer questions. The objective is not to prosecute the person for a criminal offense, but merely to gather information. If he or she refuses, that person can be imprisoned for up to 12 months. When the Harper government, during its first term, tried to bring back the terrorism measures in 2007, the Liberals opposed the move. Now, however, the government has Liberal support and only the official opposition, the NDP, is protesting the bill. Bill S7 would also amend the Criminal Code and other acts to increase existing penalties for certain terrorism-related offenses and introduce new terrorism offenses to prohibit individuals from leaving Canada for the purpose of committing terrorist acts, among other changes. The bill has already been through the Senate, and has been awaiting third reading in the Commons for months, but was rushed suddenly into debate in the wake of the Boston Marathon bombings. Opposition critics have accused the government of trying to exploit the events in Boston and have skeptically pointed out the coincidence of pushing the bill to debate on the same day a major terrorist arrest was announced in Toronto. In debate, the NDP pointed out it had proposed 17 amendments to the bill at the committee stage, but all were rejected by the Conservatives, who dominate the committee. It is an honor to speak to all of you today. It's finally the time that we as friends and neighbors and also rivals who share the same border and more importantly who share tightly knit families that take care of their own to make a stand and fight this fight together. It is time to stand up together and destroy any factions, groups or administrations put in place to unlawfully endanger, imprison or kill any of we the people. Relations between the United States and Canada have spanned more than 2 centuries. This includes a shared British cultural heritage warfare during the 1770s and 1800s, and the eventual development of one of the most stable and mutually beneficial international relationships in the modern world. History shows us that there were many times where our governments hurt the people in other countries and its very own in many horrific ways. Now it is no different other than the fact we have a social media and Associated Press showing us these facts. It is amazing we as a species have made it thus far. This is only in fact thanks to our forefathers who went through, protested and fought against similar events as we do today. With this being said, unfortunately somewhere along the path we have lost our way, as I am sure you are all aware. The governments and anti-human tyrannical oppositions that are in place to destroy our rights and freedoms are undeniably hateful and destructive, and need to be drawn into one-on-one perspective with the people and blatantly decide not to. They decide to be arrogant, corrupt and silent with the people who pay their mega salaries, whereas 1 in 7 citizens in the United States of America need food stamps. These are in fact very scary times indeed for a normal person. A child growing up today may just have no chance. They have turned their backs on all of us. The facts are right in front of our eyes and the solutions are also. There is no reason for this. The support of the everyday hard-working person who walks a very thin line in everyday life is what they use and is what keeps them going. Right now is where all of you must listen very, very carefully. Those of you who are awake must tell anyone who you love or care about that they are going to lose everything they own very soon. Start to rally right now and make sure to watch each other's backs. Your brothers in arms, friends and loved ones will perish. If they get you, you are as good as dead. If you don't get ready, you are a fool. Everyone has to take all of their gold and jewelry and hard-earned money out of the banks right now. You are going to need provisions. Everyone needs to stop listening to mainstream media's lies right now, because they are planning an event like no other. I rephrase. They are implementing this plan right now, and right under all of your noses. Your futures and your family's futures are all in grave danger. We can only now state that there must be a revolt led by the people to ensure this does not go on any further. We Anonymous promise you it is the end of their tactics. As of right now we are directly and more than effectively attacking sectors in North American intelligence agencies. Virus uploads have already been placed to cripple certain areas but will remain undisclosed. There will be massive leaks of this personal and classified information in days to come. Also many different strategic strikes done on branches of both the United States and Canadian police agencies. This will extend to other major parts of Europe. So that everyone is clear, we have confirmed that this year's Bilderberg Group meeting is in wake of what has been happening all around us, which is the already started revolt right in your backyards. It's on your TV and computer screens. They see that a huge majority of people have caught on to their lies. Also that the rest are just too weak to stop the majority when it decides to rise. They are going to try and put an end to this in one of 2 ways. A plan was put in place so that you the people stay blind to their injustices while others remain supporters. One being many other huge false flag events. 2. Being the ever-growing monetary crisis put in place so that we the people don't have anywhere to go when the dollar loses its value. They have now placed together all the parts of their puzzle, and are going to fight us when we demand righteousness. It is their plan to do so for destroying you and your families. They will round all of you up by the masses. They are more than ready to do so and are willing. But the fact is that we will fight just as we always have. They know this. All the bills and laws put together, all the wrongdoings and all the hardships we are forced through have been put in place. This is just the elite's way of testing you the people. You must understand it was all a testing ground. You are all test subjects and you have undoubtedly shown you'll put up with most anything. Not to be crude, but it is true. Our demands are simple and should not be taken lightly. First demand. You must have open dialogue with the people in North America. Implement a budget so that we as one can do so. Relinquish all power and step down quietly by effectively giving back the rights to the people to decide what to make of all of this with absolutely no foreign interference. 2. This must be done by July 31, 2013. Any and all elaborations to these demands of a mature-like nature are more than welcome by you the people. Anonymous takes no credit for the upcoming 1st and 4th of July celebrations, which we believe may have great meaning to the bigger picture. The elite have planned this for many years. Although for their plan it ends now because unfortunately for the elite bastards, they have made a huge mistake that they are soon going to witness. It is the why didn't we see that coming? Ha ha. Citizens of the United States of America, Canada and the rest of the world. This is Operation U.S.A. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.